Welcome back to more Once Upon a Game, where we're playing some Durance by Jason Morningstar. It's for those who don't know, or those who may have just been tuning in now from the break, it's a game about a space penal colony. It's basically Space Australia. Only, actually, this one is Space Australia because there's
No,
everything on this
so
planet wants to kill you,
Yep.
basically. Even around the coast.
even around the coast.
Even around the coast.
So we were just finishing up character creation. We were just filling up our notables, which are the characters that we're going to play in some scenes here. We just got to what's left before we can begin play with some scenes. Are we got to come up with a few relationships between characters, kind of just sort of like connections between people, so we can have that to kind of latch onto for scenes. And we also, I think, we need to probably talk a little bit more about what our living situation is like on the planet. So, which of those two things should we do, guys? Which one sounds more fun?
Living situation. I want to know how fucked we are.
Okay.
I also want to know how fucked we are.
Okay. So living situation. Where do you guys think that temporary settlement Orange is on the planet? So is it on like
I feel
like an
like
oil rig, like in the ocean?
name temporary settlement, like that it moves around. So yeah, like being on an oil rig or something on the ocean,
Yeah,
where it can go move around.
It's like a vessel.
Oh yeah, like
Is it like the ship that we came in on?
Just floating on the ocean.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
that'd
just
be
like
cool.
goes in the water and just
Like that
chills.
scene from Clone Wars. Yes,
perfect?
Okay, I'm down with that.
I dig that.
Okay, cool. All right, and so it was. So, all right. So we are. What is the name? Oh, I guess it is. Well, why is our ship called Temporary Settlement Orange? I guess
Uh,
I think
is that the name of like the what the command center is when it lands?
I feel like maybe the name of the ship had something to do with orange,
Oh,
and then we are like, well, it's
what happened to Red?
Settlement Orange, and that was like 15 years ago.
Oh,
What if the ship was named the Duke of Orange?
oh, the Duke of. Okay, building on it. What if it's called temporary settlement because since it was like the colonizing spaceship that was sent off for us to use, that's why it's temporary because it's like get on it. Yeah, like there's food and supplies here for you to get started, but like you need to be farming like on land more and like start going to a permanent place, right? So it was designated temporary.
real quick, that brings up a question. How are we farming?
Hydroponics?
Hydroponics.
All right, I'll go with that.
Algae vats?
All right.
All algae
Oh.
all the time.
Oh, cool. So like I imagine almost like a our ship like when it goes into the water, it almost would look like a dragonfly, where its wings are like the algae nets that get set out around and like, it's all like
Yeah.
Oh, that's
filtered
cool.
around. So like it spreads out. Like it doesn't have to be a dragonfly. It could be like a multiple wing thing. But like
But a
yeah,
shape
you know what I
that
mean? Like something comes off the ship.
Right.
And like allows us to have the nets around to like grow
And it's
stuff.
just subsurface enough that if it were to raise, it would catch all the algal bloom.
Yeah. Right.
I get you.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that sounds really cool.
All right, maybe this is going too far with the idea, but what if like the algal bloom on the planet is like orange, and we took that to apply to the name?
Yeah.
Mm.
I like it. So is
Yeah,
is the
absolutely.
algae isn't sentient, right? That's not what sentient is.
No, no, no,
Okay.
no.
I know. I just wanted to make sure.
Everything is sentient.
Maybe
Oh, God.
the
Is it sentient, not sentient?
What's,
I don't
it
like.
vary. I think it just
correct
vary.
me, please.
I say sentient.
Either way. Okay.
They're different.
They are.
I don't know.
Oh God.
No.
I'm just fucking with you.
It's however you pronounce it.
All right.
what if the algae is also a food source for the sentient life,
Ooh, creating conflict.
creating conflict?
Hell yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm into that. I'm in on it. I like that the algae has something to do with sentient life. I like that it's a food source. Yeah, or it's like part of its ecosystem and needs it or something.
Mhm.
Something, yeah, totally something like that.
Just it is important.
Digging that in a big way. Okay, so let's look back at our notables. What sort of relationships do we want to draw? So the best way to do this is we should be drawing lines across from authority to convict. or just connecting different people in the same strata or same column.
I'm sorry. What was that?
So we're gonna be basically drawing lines between characters now, and like kind of establishing facts about them, and perhaps like they have a past or history or something about their life is connected.
Okay, so I already definitely said that Elena Swept worked on the same planetary survey crew with Gidner Croffin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that needs to be canonized.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And Haley Keech and Will Keech
Mm-hmm.
were husband and wife once upon a time.
So Halia Keech kept Will's last name?
She kept Will's last name. Yeah.
Mm. So I'm thinking they probably became exes, like when Will tried to become more ambitious and start like rallying gangs together for his own ends.
Well, yeah, she's not going to step out of line.
Yeah.
Are they actually divorced, or are they?
I think as divorced as a penal colony that's trying to survive on a colony ship will allow you to be divorced.
That's true.
Exactly.
There are no papers. They're just he's over there somewhere. I don't know. They're estranged.
So I'm putting in parentheses divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not official, but I
Yeah.
mean it's as official
was
as
their
it can
marriage
be.
Official. I mean.
Yeah, they would have been like officially married because they were married back
Yeah.
on Earth or wherever.
Exactly.
Oh, so they were married before they became prisoners.
Yeah,
Yes.
they were divorced as
Okay.
prisoners.
Gotcha.
I want to draw a line between Will Keech and Kensor Haley, and I'm thinking that Haley was the man that crippled Keech in an attempt to kind of just like curry favor with the Dimber Damber. Maybe because Keech's gang was starting to grow beyond the limits that the Dimber Damber was like accepting because he was too ambitious. Is my thoughts.
I have a thought on that.
Okay.
I like the idea that basically Gidner rode on the coattails or like the dovetails of your insurrection and kind of like used and leveraged your organization stuff.
Okay.
To
So
be
that's
like,
how he moved
Thank
up
you.
through the ranks.
Yeah. So I show up among the midst of this and I'm like, cool, sweet, posse.
All right.
I also would like to be connected to Sergeant Haley.
Can I just flesh something out right before you do that real quick?
Oh, sure.
I'm thinking that like that Gidner kind of pulled a would it be no, it'd be Stalin, and he basically just kind of like whitewashed everything to make it out like he was like the second in command of Will Keech and everything, and he basically just persuaded everyone into believing that he was at like the top tier of this, which got him promoted so quickly. Like not even that he just joined in, that he joined in and then actively made it appear like, yeah, I was the second in command the whole time.
Oh, I know what I'm doing. If you guys don't mind.
Go for it.
Well, Kelsa had something.
I'm making. Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry, Kelsa. Go first.
No, I think you haven't done anything. I already did a thing. So please do
Mine's
your thing.
very simple. Dr.
Yeah.
Shepard loves.
All right.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, do they love each other?
No,
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. All I can only say from Docton's side is that Docton's been crushing hard on Elena. Even like before they went out here, right? Like she was probably there, and she went on the survey mission, which means she was probably at the summit things that he went to, right? And I was like, oh my god, that girl.
She
We're
did the
gonna go there.
PowerPoint.
I don't
Yeah,
think
and-
she even knows that he exists.
Oh yeah, right. Exactly.
Like no,
exactly.
like she has no idea.
Yeah.
Like really, like seriously, no clue.
Especially now that you like you have way more important matters at hand, right? Like you are very
Oh,
very
yeah.
into your work and your beliefs about the light of the planet, right? And Shepard just once again just doesn't care. Like he
She's
just
pretty.
sees things very simple. Like he has a very simplistic mindset of like I don't know why people would deceive or anything like that. It's like no, like she's gorgeous. I mean, I moved out here. I'm a
Well,
farmer.
that's all that really matters, right?
Yeah, it's like we can make this work, right?
I
Yeah,
grew
yeah.
up
Okay,
poor and
so-
you betray people.
Oh yeah, like he never propositioned her or like never like moved on her in
Yeah.
any way, right? It's so like
Yeah,
he's a
like
very
I don't
timid.
think he said 2 words to her.
No,
like,
not at all.
Ever.
That's just he has a very strong feeling about her.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I think that Sergeant Kensor Haley and Lonica Kilch were actually like contemporaries. They joined the guard at the same time. and she got promoted to captain of the guard by breaking a promise to him.
Ooh, nice.
Contemporaries.
So I don't know if he knows that was why she got promoted, but it definitely was. And I don't know if
I think it'd be
how she. I don't know how he feels about her for this, but I don't think that she considered his feelings.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
I think we should maybe leave that open as much as we can, because I feel like that's some pretty juicy scene material.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Like I said, however that needs to be, but definitely.
Leafington in chat mentions that I just can't help myself with the romantic subplots. That's totally true. I'm a sucker for it. I love it. I love it in games. I just do.
So true.
Well, that's
my
coming
favorite.
up in February, right?
Yeah.
We're in the right place.
Yeah.
I'm so guilty of that too, so it's fine.
Love can bloom on a death world.
Oh.
Aww.
Yeah. What's the Rihanna song? We found love in a hopeless place. I'm just going to write and affirm my Gidner Croffin Dr. Shepit got sold on my con thing.
Okay.
Poor Docton. He's so gullible.
Yeah. Well, like, so here's this little secret that I don't want to spend too much time on talking about, but when I made Gidner and I knew he's the Dimber Damber, I like to play. I always examine characters based on like their status, where they are in life. And so since Gidner is sort of going to be like an asshole, I'm in charge and everything like that, I'm balancing it out by playing a character who's literally just like Omega on everything, right?
Yeah, just affable.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
whatever.
like I'm just, so that's, for me, that's what I do when that's a
Well, 'cause
little
they're
insight into
foils,
how
yeah.
I play, is that I love foils, I love reoccurring, I love reintroducing elements. Those are like my favorite things in every game that I ever do. If you watch, it's like those are my patterns, and this is just a way of me expressing myself for this. So
They're good
spoilers.
storytelling elements.
I feel like my characters are very, very similar in that.
Yeah.
I think that Maird Gamb, I think that he hates Dr. Shepit. He hates his stick-to-itiveness and drive, and he hates that he controls the farms. He hates that people look up to him. That people look up to Docton.
Oh, people look up to Docton? Is Docton like the poster child for a farmer?
Yeah, he's the guy. He makes it work. He's been screwed over 6 ways from Sunday, but he's still working. He's still smiling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So why does Mard hate him for being the poster child?
I think that it's part of it is that that people look at Docton and say, look at what he's built, and that Mard thinks of this whole colony as what he's built.
Oh, so Mard's trying to like usurp all of the credit, and he doesn't like that people give Docton any credit for what he's accomplished.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, all of this is mine. All of this is my accomplished. None of you mean anything.
Yeah, that's right.
I get you.
It's pure it's pure ego.
Yeah. And Docton's kind of just like, whoa, well, just keep tilling my space corn, space algae.
Yeah, that's right.
It's my space corn.
So probably Docton was the guy who figured out how to farm the algae, right?
Oh.
I didn't think he figured. I don't think he figured it out. I feel like that would.
Cool. No. Just like idiot savant. He just stumbled into like how to farm the algal bloom.
Oh, you know what it was? Can I actually build on that a little bit?
Sure.
Can it actually the credit go to Alina Swep, that she probably like wrote about it before, like in the survey in some way about like the algae potential? Only since I'm just a loser, I probably read everything she's ever written, and so like I read the documentation on how to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
So like it was like my technique. But
Yeah, exactly.
like
Yeah.
a hypothetical technique.
Yeah.
And then you wind up actually just putting it into practice and getting full credit for it, because
exactly.
that part got cut from the official survey.
Ooh, that throws another layer of conflict into the love.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
That's
Really,
great.
You can't let Mard find out about Docton's love for Elena.
Yeah.
I like.
Oh my god, awesome. Okay,
I'm loving this.
cool. So those are our characters. So I know there's some spaces here, like the judge advocate is blank, the abbot and Captain Sharp are blank, and the emancipist are blank. That's fine. We can still use those spots if we need characters to fill those. Just come up with a name, and if we need an oath, if it helps you for that character, then totally do it. But in the meantime, the rules say that as facilitator, I should be the first guide of the scenes, because like the way the next part of the game and the scenes part work is that we're going to rotate wearing a mantle called guide, and the guide is going to be the role who says, I want to see a scene that asks this question and what happens, because just like every other game, we're playing to see we're playing to find out something. And so what we're going to try to find out is through scenes, and the guide is the one who sets the scene. And they can kind of have a strong or as weak of a I want the scene to be in this place and with these characters, or it could be a little bit more open, being like, so I want to see a scene that challenges Mard's oath here, probably using this thing, and then like you can kind of back and forth till you get a scene that you want. So since the rules say I should
have our dice for the.
Oh my God, you're absolutely right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I was getting ahead. So on screen here, there's this triangle of things. This is sort of our whenever we're not sure how a scene should be resolved, or if there's an uncertainty in a scene and we don't know which way the scene should go, or how somebody should act, or how it should be resolved, we're going to look at this sort of rock paper scissors effect. And so I'm going to roll 3d6 here and give ourselves these first numbers. And I'm going to assign them in clockwork order. So we have a 6. So servility is 6. Servility is pretty self-explanatory. It means you cow to authority. Savagery would be violence, rejection of authority. You're going to resort to savage means, believe it or not. And then safety. Safety, I guess maybe we should talk about what does safety mean in the context of this game. What do we think? I think it kind of goes in line with if I could what Lyrica means, or what she thinks of like safety is just keeping your head down, eating food. But that might be different than servility.
I think that the safety on this planet is where we need to find some place to land. We need to make land. We need to find a permanent solution, and but we can't do that as long as we're starving, and we can't feed ourselves while we're on the move, because we need to have the nets out, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. So I like that. I like that conflict. Okay. So yeah. So safety would be finding a home, a permanent settlement. I like it.
And maybe later the intelligent life will have a play in our safety.
Absolutely. So going back to the tables here, for the notables, as a guide, I want to see a scene about I think I want to see a scene about Halia and Will to start off. I want to see what their relationship's like. I want to see so if Will, how is Will crippled?
I hadn't really fleshed that out entirely, but I was thinking that Will's probably either missing a few limbs or just completely quadriplegic. Okay. So
oh wow.
He's like completely on assistance, or he's just trapped in some sort of life support system.
And Spike Moss, since you're the governor, you get to dictate what this is. How are prisoners handled? How are they controlled? Like, do they have like a badge? Do they have like a jumpsuit? You know what I mean? Like, what are some details about how people are tracked?
I think that I think that clothing is at a premium right now. I think that everybody's, we don't have any sheep or anything. We don't have any way to replenish our clothing supplies. So I think prisoners wear the rattiest, rags, whatever they can. I think that are,
Hold on, dude. You're going in and out again.
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I can't hear what you're saying. So I don't think anybody could.
Vaguely.
The prisoners wear rags. There's no cloth coming in, right?
Yeah. Okay.
There's absolutely no cloth to be had. So the prisoners wear rags, and everybody else wears, a little better. I think that other than that, we're all in the same prison.
Okay. So I think what I want to see is if Will Will has a new plan. I think Will has a plan that could help. I don't know how far in detail I want to do it, but I think Will is still a schemer, and I think Will has a plan about getting extra food and needs Halia's help. And I want to know if Will or if Halia will actually help out Will with this plan, and it probably has something to do with something slightly illegal.
No.
Slightly.
Yeah.
No.
So definitely, I think the plan and mission has something to do in the same vein about food. So I like to see a scene about currently like what food's like and how it's awful, and a plan to fix it, and if Halia would be willing to help Will. Is that enough to go off for you guys? Do you want more?
Let me throw that around a little bit. So a scene that paints how terrible the food situation is and why Will is, or how Will is scheming and whether or not that's enough to go off of, I think. Are you good, Spike Maw?
Yeah, I'm great.
All right. So who starts painting the scene? How do we go about this?
It's kind of open.
Okay. Well, if no one has precedence, then if you don't mind, Spike Maw.
I would say your quarters, like if you needed something, I could fill in something if you need it, Nick. But otherwise, it sounds like you got it.
I've got an idea. I just
Okay.
want to know, like, precedence.
Sure.
If at all. So I kind of imagine that whatever, basically, because we came here on a colony ship, the ship's kind of had to expand its brig extensively, so it's kind of just over time gobbled up a bunch of like crew quarters and basically stuff for new convicts, people that have to be, kept in like solitary confinement and in severe check, even beyond the normal. And Will, because he's a special case, he's missing like all of his limbs. I'm just gonna say he's missing all of his limbs. He's basically held in this kind of like stasis chamber, and for the most part, he's effectively drip fed this very, very low nutrient food paste through an IV. And he's still in the cell. He just doesn't have any cellmates, and he's basically stuck floating in suspension, listening to the sounds of the guards walking past in this very decrepit kind of prison area. It's very bleak, very hopeless.
I think that Halia still comes to visit Will. I think that she comes to visit him and to read to him. So probably she's sitting on some on like a little stool, reading him. Probably reading him Crime and Punishment.
Wait, your mic is still going in and out, Spike Maw, so it's... I got what you said, but just for the purposes of this, he's not exactly brain dead, so why would Halia be reading to him?
Well, because he can't hold a book.
Right, but he could, alright. So she just comes to read to him out of pity, out of a sense of longing, what?
Because I think that she hates that he's in. Is my mic a little bit better there?
Yeah,
It was for a second.
You jumped for a second to super clarity mode.
Stay where you are.
God. Okay, God. How about now? How about now?
Now it's like medium tone. It's fine. It's not fluctuating.
Oh God. Okay. All right. So, I think that even though she blames him for being in prison, she still has some residual care for him, and so she comes to read to him because she can't stand the thought of him sitting alone in the dark.
Okay.
But she's still she's reading him Crime and Punishment.
So I think in the middle of this, Will's just like, Halia, this is the 8th time you've brought that dusty old tome here. Why do you continue to entertain me in this way? Why do you continue to entertain your fantasies of pity and empathy? We both know you don't care about me.
What do you mean I don't care about you? I'm here, aren't I? Anyone else here?
Will kind of turns around and he's like, that doesn't mean anything. You know very well that they wouldn't let anyone else in here, and there are people that love me truly, unlike you. I have scores of legionaries and followers that would die with me, and you come here reading me books.
What do you mean they die with you? They work for the Dimmer Dammer now.
That man. He has no right to call himself a leader. He has no right to call himself a man.
Spike, why did we lose you again?
No.
So can you hear me at all?
Almost.
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 All right. How about now? How about now?
It's
It's
still
still
it still sounds like you're like running like at the mic like a bird like
Meow.
yeah, like very
It's not
Doppler
perfect.
effecty.
I have no idea what's going on.
Sounds like a power issue.
It could well be. Who knows? I don't know, guys. If you can't hear me, I might have to bow out because I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think ultimately I think that would probably have to happen.
Okay.
If only because
I'm super sorry to do this.
that's okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
I hope we can try this again sometime.
Yeah, no problem. Just we'll have to make sure that your microphone works.
Yeah,
But,
totally.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's no problem at all, man.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry, guys. You guys, I'll be watching. All right.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Brandon.
All right.
No problem.
All right. See, that's no problem. Does somebody want to take over playing Halia for the time being?
I could do it.
Okay. Left off. What was I saying last time? I was going on about the loyalty of the of some of my gang affiliations.
Right, and they're working for the Dimmer Dammer now.
But you say that as if I should care. I could swat that man aside if only if I wasn't here. In fact, I might have a way to do it nonetheless.
What do you mean?
And I think Will kind of like gets a huge grin on his face, and he's like, "I may have lost my limbs, but you see, I still have a brain, and the gangs, they can be my limbs."
I'm not going down this road again.
Will kind of leans forward, and he's still got the grin on his face. But Halia, you must trust me. I have a surefire plan. It will not be like last time. It will not be riots. It will not be violence. We can do it all legitimately. I promise you.
The law is the law. Well, I only have so much time left, and I can finally get out of here. You know, I come down here because you mean a lot to me. But that doesn't mean that I'm willing to do your dirty work.
And he kind of slouches back, and the grin fades a little bit, and he's like, "But Halia, don't you see? I'm doing this for the benefit of both of us, so that we can make a life here, not so that you have to leave, so that we can build back to where we were."
Here? Here? You have to be kidding me, Will. This is not a place to live.
There is more of a chance here than there is back on Earth. You read the reports, you saw where things were going. There's as much hope here as there was there.
This isn't the only colony, Will. There's other choices out there. Stars are vast.
And he kind of loses the smirk entirely, and he's like, I can see that you won't listen to reason.
This is reason. What you're talking is madness. And I think she just takes the book and leaves.
Oh. The sad times.
Cool. I think that's probably seen.
All right.
Yeah. So Halia refuses to help Will. Okay. Cool. So now we rotate over, and Kelsa, you will be the next guide. You get to frame the question in the scene.
I want to know more about Doctrine. He's got a bunch of lines coming out of him.
Yeah.
So I want to see him. I want to see him actually with someone he does not have a line to, and that is Sergeant Kinzer Haley.
Ooh.
What did Docton do to get the attention of the Marines that's got Haley knocking on his door?
Oh, okay. I got it. So this scene will be a little bit in the past.
Okay.
This is a scene prior to probably Will's insurrection.
Okay.
This will be a scene where I think I don't know, should we do the after effects? We should probably just do the after effects of it. But basically what I'm thinking is Docton revealed to Kenser Haley that it was Alina Swep's research for how to grow this algae, and not my own. And that this algae is the secret for food, and I think it's the Marines that are ordered in to be like, you might know where Alina is if you're saying this because you read her stuff. You know,
Okay.
Tell us how you know about this algae, like as a security kind of thing.
All right.
What are you thinking? Does that sound like a
Yeah,
way to start the scene? So when you're knocking the door, that's what's going in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you want to start, or did you want me to?
Whoever's playing Cancer will probably start.
All right, then I'll start.
Coming to my door.
So,
So this is like a Battlestar Galactica kind of door, right? Like with like the twisty kind of handle thing.
yeah.
Right. Like it's like a ship.
Okay, so we're
right?
doing it like an actual ship handle.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think Haley, we're fine with going like sci-fi-ish tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm thinking like Haley's basically more machine than man, kind of. He's heavily augmented. He's replaced a lot of limbs kind of voluntarily to be like his vision of the best soldier and the best warrior he possibly can.
RoboCop, got it.
Yeah. So instead of actually just like twisting the lock, he kind of just like is coming up to it with his new arm augments, and he actually ends up breaking the entire wheel off as he goes to like open it,
So,
and then he just kind of throws it aside and kicks the door in a little bit, enough to dent it.
I think you hear Docton like scramble in his quarter. He's like, whoa, hold your horses, hold your horses. You don't have to break the door. I'm coming. Oh, please, I need that door.
And Haley like kicks it one more time, and he's like, "Shep it!"
I'm coming. Hold on. And he's like, I think by the time he gets to the door, he's like a couple feet away from the door, and like the door is probably like already bent and open. And he's like,
Yeah, like the twisty things kind of just like
Yeah.
bulging out of the metal.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like the door's now like heavily dented, and like it's like it swings open, and you see Docton like in like pajamas. I assume it's like early in the morning,
Yeah.
and he's like wearing like slippers, like old like sock like burlap sack kind of slippers,
Yeah.
and he looks at you and he's like, whoa, what now what's the meaning of this?
I think like mid-sentence, like while he's still talking, Haley reaches out and grabs him by the clothes and tears him upward fast enough.
Oh yes, whoa,
like
boy,
rip
okay,
in his
okay,
fingers.
this is happening.
No, not even whoa. Okay, he just
no,
keeps
this is
talking
what
as he
Docton
gets-
is doing.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
like Docton just kind of gets lifted up in the air and
Yeah.
keeps talking as he goes up, just
Yeah, it's
like,
like-
I'm affable. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And Haley kind of holds him there, and he's like, "Where is the bolter?"
What bolt? Man, I'm a farmer, not a mechanic. What are you talking about?
Haley kind of like shakes him
I
about a
assure
little
you,
bit.
I assure you have no idea what you're talking about, right? Yeah, like he's being.
Yeah. He's being legitimate.
Yeah.
Haley kind of shakes him about violently, throwing
Yeah.
his neck back and forth, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Where is Elena?"
Oh, her. Oh boy. I don't. How would I know? See, that kind of bolter. See, you weren't even making sense. No, put me down. Let's talk this. Let's talk this through.
And I think
Listen, I'm not.
Haley doesn't even bother, and he
Yeah.
immediately like draws a pistol out of his holster and just
Oh,
puts
God.
it to his temple, and like the little like charging up sound goes, and he's like, "I don't care if you grow space corn or farm algal bloom. Tell me where she is."
Whoa, no, please, no, and he starts like just uncontrollably crying under the pressure, right? Like he can't stop.
Yeah,
He's like,
he
I'm
freaks
sorry,
out.
I'm sorry, I can talk, but I'm sorry, I'm crying, I can't stop. Please, I don't know.
And Haley kind of just
What
like
about my
drops-
rights? What about the Bill of Rights? I don't know, what am I doing?
Haley kind of just drops him.
I'm a free colonist.
Haley just
Please.
kind of drops him on the ground, and he's just like,
I'm not a prisoner. I don't know. Help, please. Help me.
"Help me, mom!" Haley just drops him on the ground with this look of disgust, like he didn't even like handling him anymore, and he's just like, "All right, I'm going to ask you this one more time. Clear your head before I blow it off your fucking neck. Where is Swep?"
And she just keeps crying. It's like, I don't know.
And Haley kind of
He's
just
like broken.
Haley steps out of the room for a second. He's like, "Get someone in here who has a more polite disposition. I can't handle this."
Sure. Is another
he
another
doesn't-
Marine?
Yeah.
Is it
Wait,
like a psychologist?
Before I do that, can I like retcon where the way he says that he's like,
Oh yeah.
polite disposition in a very sarcastic, like disparaging tone.
Oh.
And like there's no one there. He's basically just doing
Empathy protocol offline.
I turned off my emotion switch. Everything is rage. And so like he basically just calls out into the hallway expecting someone to come, kind of just like sarcastically, not with any real intent. And then he turns back to Shepard and he's just like, "You read Swep's notes. I know this. I've looked through your files. I have access to the database. You have to know where she is."
You have access to those. What? Those are protected files. How do you? What? Oh, my rights.
He kind of just shrugs and he's like, "You can go a long way when you throw the dimber damber."
And I think he says, "Yeah, but not as far as hard work."
And Haley just kind of like drops his gaze and kind of just like stares blankly at the floor for a few seconds and like,
he like do
"Why
sniffles.
am I here? Please kill me." And then he turns his gaze back up and he's just like, "So I take it you don't know where Swep is?"
No, 1,000 times no. That's what I was saying after you broke my door.
He kind of just like looks at the door for a second to kind of like admire his handiwork, and then he looks back and he's just like, "Well, I take you to interrogation, but I've got bigger things to deal with today, so I'll take you at your word, Shepard. I'm not sure the mayor will, so
Oh, nice. Yeah.
expect that I won't be the only jackboot that's coming through your door today."
Hmm.
And then he
Very
kinda just-
well. At least now that I know, I'll prepare some tea.
And he kind of Haley takes one last look at him, and he's just like, "Why? Why do you exist?" And then he just like walks off. Doesn't even say anything. Just like blank stare, shakes head, and then he just kind of like walks out of the room and tromps down the hall. And you can hear him as he goes. He kind of just like slams his fists into various doors. Like, why? Why do I have to deal with this?
You just see. I think we end the scene with Docton just looking at the like the remnants of his door, and he's like, "God damn it."
Yes, it's perfect. I love it. That's good.
I can fix this.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think we have time. We have time for one more scene before we go to our second break.
Okay. I am God now. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Cool. I want to see. So presumably Elyena's already with the natives somewhere, isn't she?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could do a flashback scene with the survey crew or something.
Yeah,
you want
I don't want to do a flashback
Okay.
scene. I want to see like I want to see Elyena like interacting with the native sentients, and I want to see like why she has any sort of relationship with them. Like, what does she see in them at all?
Ooh. Okay.
Why does she care about them at all? What does she see worth like protecting in them?
All right. Okay.
I'll
Eric, are you
I'll play the
doing
aliens.
Native
Yes.
sentiences.
Yep.
Okay. Sweet. So I picture the scene is on one of the rare beaches. Like, there are islands on this planet. It's not 100% water all the time. But the land is even more dangerous. And on like a beach, there's a small like lean-to.
Mhm.
That's where Ayena is living.
Okay. Alone, right?
Yeah, alone.
Okay.
But there's like nearby, there's like a very calm bay or like some tide pools or something, which like I picture maybe the aliens live there. Like I'm picturing
Oh, I got a
like,
better. Can I add on that? Would you mind?
sure.
That's where their young are, and I think it's
Ooh.
like sea turtles.
Okay, like a nursery.
Yeah,
or-
like octopi like go to the tide pools to give birth, and then they go back into the water.
okay.
Like whatever. I say octopi, but that's obviously the name of the alien
Octopi
species. Right?
analogs, yes.
Yeah, right.
Octopi is what humanity has called these
Yeah.
aliens, but that's not
Okay.
their actual name
Okay.
in their own language, which is made entirely out of light.
Their language is made of light.
I don't know. I'm
Jesus.
making up stuff now.
They breathe
Morse
stardust.
code?
Because, like cuttlefish and octopus.
Oh.
Skin tone.
Oh, they communicate through their. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Yeah, they
That's
do.
cool.
They
Yeah,
communicate through coloration of their skin
Yeah.
Alright.
and the
Totally.
tentacle undulations.
I dig that.
Yeah. Okay. Oh God. How do you talk to them?
You
Okay.
learn to read patterns, I guess.
It's it's obvious that I have an e-ink tattoo
Okay.
that I use a keyboard on one hand to change the colorations on my other.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
and communicate.
Okay, that's awesome.
I dig.
Mhm.
That's super cool. Okay. So I think you're sitting in a tide pool, and I think it's around dawn or so, and like cresting out of like the waves comes the first of old like probably the size of a like a large like right, like a large pig. Just starts like just breaking through the waves, and it's like this just it just looks like a bunch of like petroleum jelly just kind of like mushed together, and then like you can see kind of inside of it, and has sort of like weird like veins and kind of like lights, and as it gets more and more out of the water, like you see like its skin start to go from clear and transparent to more like dark. But I think this one looks kind of gray. Like it looks like its colorations are like that power is fading from it. Like it's old. Like maybe it's dying.
Okay.
So like all of its colors are really dimmed and muted.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, and it's also like scarred. Like it has scars over it. Like it's been it's like a manatee. Like right. Like it's seen some bad shit. So
I feel like there's some kind of honorific that like acknowledges that I can like that basically implies I see and acknowledge the the years that have put wisdom on you, but like at the same time there's like part of that that's like a connotation that says, and I accept and understand if your language capabilities are limited due to your story.
Yeah, it's like
but it's like
hablo
it's
muy
like
poquito español. Right, like, I speak very little Spanish, and that's the only thing I can say in Spanish, right?
Right. No,
yeah, like that kind of thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna try. I like the idea. Help me out here. I think they're intelligent, right? They're an intelligent species, but they're solitary. That they don't really interact. Maybe they pair for mating and stuff, but they're like, there's a reason why they're not like in space already, is because they kind of just end up ignoring each other. Like they're not social. So like they'd have some form of like communication, right, with each other. It's probably evolved from mating rituals.
Yeah.
So basically, like that kind of stuff. But so anyways, so like
that's it. I think that is the answer. Like they have like a form of artwork.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Is just
so
like
without
amazing.
speaking.
Yeah.
So like maybe without speaking, maybe like you acknowledge it and it acknowledges you, but it proceeds to make some kind of like fantastic like sand art, like a sand mandala kind of thing. I'm not sure why, and like it probably like goes off and like grabs rocks and stuff and like forms this like crazy geometric sand pattern. And then it probably waits near you.
I feel like I'm like sketching when it's drawn, like whatever it made in the sand, I'm sketching it. But like there's various notes about like maybe like changes that took place like hours later, like because that says something like about it, and I think
so yeah, so you're there to study its mating patterns.
Yeah, and it's not just that, but like also like these patterns are like really really detailed and intense and just amazingly beautiful for what they are.
Yeah, I picture the something like a Buddhist sand mandala kind of thing. Yeah, it's like this ridiculous geometric pattern of like super intricate detail. Very like a multi-blooming looking thing with lines going through it. That in a very, very beautiful artistic way. Something that like clearly required intelligence to design. And I guess your research shows like they're unique to each thing that they make, and I think that's probably its name. Its name is that pattern that it makes.
Yeah. I like that.
So this one, I don't know what you would call this one.
I think obviously.
Do you name them after artists? I feel like you should call them after artists. Like this is like Van Gogh.
Yeah, all right. This one is Van Gogh. I'll agree. So
Because like
that's
you can't pronounce their name, like they don't have a language,
there's
so
no
there's
way.
yeah.
I can
So you,
pronounce.
you
like,
call like your notes say like Van Gogh was working hard today, right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Um,
Oh
and
yeah, no, it's called Van Gogh because it's like missing part of its head, like it got like the scar chopped off its ear,
Yes.
and it makes these patterns, which is why. And maybe it's like it's a reddish hue, so that's why you call it Van Gogh.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why. So that's why they're studying the mating rituals, and she kind of like gets obsessed with their like art.
Yeah, totally. Exactly.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Okay, I know how to build on that. But we are at 11:04, so let's take our second and final break before we get into the last hour of Once Upon a Game, guys. So thanks so much for tuning in. Super appreciate it. We're going to see how all of this stuff starts combining and falling apart in the last hour for sure. So thanks for tuning in, and we're going to get to this dramatic conclusion in 8 minutes. So see you guys soon.